blossoms crisped a pale brown, and the bark shredded from the heat. The late afternoon sun was as round and white as a paper plate tacked to the sky. Heat seemed to come equally from below as above, uncurling invisible waves from the cracked ground. Time moved at a crawl in Welcome, where people considered anything needing to be done in a hurry wasn't worth doing. Dogs and cats spent most of the day sleeping in the hot shade, rousing only to lap a few tepid drops from the water hookups. Even the flies were slow. An envelope containing a check crackled in the pocket of my denim cutoffs. Mama had told me to take it to the manager of Bluebonnet Ranch, Mr. Lewis Sadlick, who lived at the red brick house near the entrance of the trailer park. My feet felt like they'd been steamed inside my shoes as I shuffled along the broken edges of asphalt. I saw a pair of older boys standing with a teenage girl, their postures relaxed and loose-limbed. The girl had a long blonde ponytail with a ball of hair-sprayed bangs in the front. Her deep tan was exposed by short shorts and a tiny purple bikini top, which explained why the boys were so absorbed in conversation with her. One of the boys was dressed in shorts and a tank top, while the other, dark-haired one, wore a weathered pair of Wranglers and dirt-caked roper boots. He stood with his weight shifted to one leg, one thumb hooked in a denim pocket, his free hand gesturing as he talked. There was something striking about his slim, raw-boned form, the hard edge of his profile. His vitality was almost jarring in those heat-drowsed surroundings. Although Texans of all ages are naturally sociable and call out to strangers without hesitation, it was obvious I was going to walk by this trio unnoticed. That was just fine with me. But as I walked quietly along the other side of the lane, I was startled by an explosion of noise and movement. Rearing back, I was set upon by what appeared to be a pair of rabid pit bulls. They barked and snarled and peeled their lips back to reveal jagged yellow teeth. I had never been scared of dogs, but these two were obviously out for the kill. My instincts took over and I spun to escape. The bald soles of my old sneakers slipped on a scattering of pebbles. My feet went out from under me, and I hit the ground on my hands and knees. I let out a scream and covered my head with my arms, fully expecting to be torn to pieces. But there was the sound of an angry voice over the blood rush in my ears, and instead of teeth closing over my flesh, I felt a pair of strong hands take hold of me. I yelped as I turned over to look up into the face of the dark-haired boy. He gave me a swift, assessing glance and turned to yell some more at the pit bulls. The dogs had retreated a few yards, their barking fading to peevish snarls. "Go on, damn it!" the boy snapped at them. "Get your hindquarters back home and stop scaring people, you sorry pair of He checked himself and darted a quick glance at me. The pit bulls quieted and slunk backward in a startling change of mood, pink tongues dangling like the half-curled ribbons of party balloons. My rescuer viewed them with disgust and spoke to the boy in the tank top. "Pete, take the dogs back to Miss Marvis." "They'll get home by themselves," the boy protested, reluctant to part company with the blonde girl in the bikini top. "Take 'em back," came the authoritative reply. "And tell Marva to stop leaving the damn gate open." While this conversation was taking place, I glanced down at my knees and saw they were oozing and peppered with gravel dust. My descent into the pit of soul-shriveling embarrassment was complete as the shock wore off and I started to cry. The harder I gulped against the tightness of my throat, the worse it became. Tears runneled from beneath my big plastic-framed glasses. "For God's sake," I heard the boy in the tank top mutter. Heaving a sigh, he went to the dogs and grabbed them by the collars. "Come on, troublemakers." They went with him willingly, trotting smartly on either side as if they were auditioning for the 4-H state dog show. The dark-haired boy's attention returned to me, and his voice gentled. "Here now. You're okay. No need to cry, honey." He plucked a red handkerchief from his back pocket and began to mop at my face. Deftly, he wiped my eyes and nose and told me to blow. The handkerchief held the sharp bite of male sweat as it clamped firmly over my nose. Back then, men of every age had a red handkerchief tucked in the back pocket of their jeans.